For the past couple of days, I've been talking about all the crypto market overall, where it's been headed. Is it going up? Is it going down? But today, I want to focus specifically on Bitcoin. Now, why I want to focus on Bitcoin is because Bitcoin is at a crucial point right now. It's making tons of moves that many people aren't seeing. And these moves are moves that kind of go behind the curtains or under the table, if you know what I mean. These are moves that, unless you're looking for them, you don't really know what you're looking at. So, that being said, let's get started. First of all, when looking at Bitcoin, we need to get some history of where it's come from, where it's at, and then we can try and look at where it's going. So, first, starting at where it's come from. So, where it came from is all the way back, starting in February 28th, right here, of 2024. You can see it was in this descending channel, but something very important about this descending channel is it was creating a specific pattern that traders love, because when creating a descending channel pattern, what it does is it makes a top and then makes a lower low and then a lower high and then a lower low, but it consistently keeps this top, meaning that when you draw a line, these two lines, yes, they are descending, but it's two parallel descending lines. And when that happens, that can lead to a nice breakout. And when you have a breakout to the upside, like we were seeing back here, let me just remove this line. Like we were seeing here, it first broke out in October. In October, it broke out and then headed up and headed down again to test this level right here. Make sure that it's been used as support, which is still, which happened in November. In November, started using it as support to then break to the upside, and tons of people saw gains here. Many people bought some more. It started getting hype, getting closer to $100,000, broke all-time highs as it started going up here. And so now that leads us to it hit a top of $106,000, which then it started to fall, which leads us to the second part. Where is it at? What's happening right now? So right now that we know what happened, how it went up, now it's pulled back, where is it at right now? Right now it's at 94,000 after wicking down to $93,000. Now this section is a shorter section, but it is still very important to see where is Bitcoin at right now. So we had the pullback, we had the pump and the pullback, that's where we were. Where we are at is we are at a area of consolidation. Looking at what's happening right now with Christmas and then the new year coming up, some people got Christmas bonuses that they put into Bitcoin. Others withdrew money to buy presents, withdrew money because they decided that what they had seen, new year, new me, they didn't want as much Bitcoin. There's a plethora of reasons why people were selling and withdrawing their Bitcoin right here. Tax season coming up, infinite number of reasons on why people are withdrawing their Bitcoin, which then leads us to a nice era of consolidation because you and your grandma bought Bitcoin and you saw a tiny bit of success right here. So then your grandma went and told your grandmas, grandpas, cousins, sisters, boyfriends, dogs, aunt's best friend, who went and bought a little bit more Bitcoin, saw a tiny bit of profits, sold everything to take that 50 cents of profits that she saw, and then it went down. So that's what's happening. We're seeing tons of micro little trades here. We're seeing YouTubers going on about how you should buy Bitcoin. I myself, I've been buying Bitcoin here. I've been spot buying, meaning no leverage buying. So I've been buying Bitcoin here in this nice area of consolidation. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Going up to the 4 hour, you can see the consolidation is a little less. And then going to the daily time frame, we're just at one candle of consolidation. So that being said, we know where we were. We are in a descending channel, had a pump, then a pullback. which leads to where we're currently at, is we are in a nice area of consolidation. Spot buying looks very promising here. Where are we going? Obviously, no one knows the future, and that is why I have to give a disclaimer. I am not your financial advisor. Buy Bitcoin, don't buy Bitcoin. Do your own research. Whether you buy, sell, trade, steal, that is not up to me. I prefer you don't steal. But what you do with your money and with your time is your choice. I'm here telling you what I am seeing and what I am doing. Getting that out of the way, let's look at what's going to happen in the future. So there are a couple main theories of what's going to happen in the future and how should we be preparing for this. One main theory is that this area of consolidation down here at $73,000 was never truly tested. Once we broke out of the channel, you need to show that there's actual support for this channel, meaning you need to have a clean breakout, come down, close, and use the former resistance as support. And you can see here that that is what's happening right here. That's what's happened in the past. It broke out and then went down, tested it, you flipped the resistance into support to then break out again. So people are saying, okay, so that's one thing that's happened. So hypothetically, all we can do is go up from here. Now, looking at the lines, I want to point out something very specific. And I said earlier in the video, if you're not looking for it, then you won't really be seeing it. But when we switch from a candlestick to a line pattern, you can see right here a head and shoulders pattern. This is a very bearish sign. Once you see a head and shoulders pattern, then that means that the candles, the buy and the sell, are the bears and the bulls. The bears have had their wins, but the bulls just keep pushing. And every time the bears push back, every time the bulls push back, so it goes up a little bit, the bears push back a little harder. And that's what we're seeing with this head and shoulders pattern. Now, something that's very, very concerning about this head and shoulders pattern is, look, if I place my line right here at $99,000, you can see that that is where both of those stop. That is significant because when the head and shoulders pattern, the difference between the two tops, the more it is, the less that it's actually the head and shoulders pattern. But we can see that they're both at $99,000, meaning that it is a strong head and shoulders pattern, meaning that the descent or the bears are going to win. And now how far and how much they're going to win, that is where people are arguing. People aren't really debating whether or not it's going to go down. What they're really debating is how far it's going to go down. So I've heard that we can actually see a $60,000 Bitcoin. This being said is because if we look back at the lines here, you can see that there was tons of consolidation here at $60,000. Let's pull 60,000. They're saying in the 60,000 range, or really the $71,000 range, is where there's tons of support. So we could be pulling all the way down to see that. I really don't think that is super likely, only because to see a $70,000 Bitcoin, we have to break some significant levels. And one of those is right here at the 90,000, the lower 90s / higher 80s. Right here, there's some nice area of support. But also, if we take the Fibonacci retracement tool here, let's see, and we pull the Fibonacci retracement here from the lower, anyways, here we are, Fibonacci retracement tool. If we take it here and we do swing high to swing low, then you can see that we are at that 0.786, that 0.786 zone. That is where we are holding right now. Now, this zone is pretty significant because it is the last zone before the one zone, or before we hit back down and hit a reset to back to where we started, back to swing low. So I say before we start panicking and talking about a 60,000 or even a 70,000, we have to hit that swing low. Once we hit the swing low, we are actually at the top of this other area of consolidation. The swing low hits us at $90,000. So that's two areas we have to break before we can actually go down to $60,000. So I don't think it's very likely that we are going to see a $60,000 Bitcoin anytime soon. I think that's over optimistic for the people who are wanting to buy Bitcoin at a huge discount. They're hoping to see a 60,000, but there's not much support for a $60,000 Bitcoin. So what have we seen in today's video? We've looked at the past and seen that Bitcoin broke out of a descending channel, got a super mega push to the upside. Now we're at a push to the downside. And then with that, we saw what's happening right now. Currently, what's happening is that we are in a area of consolidation. So the market is trying to decide whether it's going to go up or going to go down. And what's likely going to happen in the future is that it's going to go down because of this head and shoulders pattern. And the head and shoulders, both the tops are at 99,000, which makes it a super strong head and shoulders because the tops align pretty much perfectly. Now, how far it's going to go down, no one truly knows, but there's two levels we have to break. The first one is the bottom of the swing low at 90,000, which actually starts. The second level is this area from $90,000 right here to, I'd say, about $87,000. So there's about $3,000 wiggle room right here. Now, once we break that area of consolidation, then we can start talking about $70,000, $60,000 Bitcoin. But until we break those two areas, then we shouldn't really be looking too far in the future, only because we don't know what's going to happen. Speaking of knowing what's going to happen, if you subscribe, then you can know what's going to happen every day. Every day I'm in the trenches and making videos. Every day I tell you what's going to happen, what I'm seeing, and I don't just keep this information to myself. What I do is I share it with you. And a cool thing about YouTube or wherever you're going to be watching this video is that once you subscribe and hit play, you can wash your face. You can be sitting in bed while you listen and watch this video. It doesn't take that much effort to be watching these videos and watching these plays. And I'm going to be updating you every day on the levels it broke, whether it even broke a level or not. So you don't have to be deciding, oh, well, was that a true breakout? You can see what I'm saying. That being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Adios.